You have to help with the chicken.
Dude.
He can do it after the stream, I guess.
I think we're live. We are live. Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Woke Ass Wednesdays with a kitten.
Anyway. Sancho's first, and then the Simp Saber Sam and Clownfish or Clown Saber. Clown Saber?
Clown Saber?
Clown Saber, let's just combine it.
Yeah.
Clownfish and then Simp Saber.
Alright, so we got yours to go over first, Sancho.
They're like 15 minutes apiece, so that should be just about right for what you do for talking.
Yes, it is.
I haven't reviewed them, I don't think. I think I have seen some of the videos do other people's stuff.
Sounds good.
It should be good.
Alright, then let's get on with this. Let's see what we are.
No. Your clothes are on the floor, dude. Come on.
Screen, right?
Make sure it's that.
All right, my SS. It's me, Sancho, the ghoul, your favorite ghoul. This time I'm using a different software. It's called OBS Studio. This is like what
OBS
uses. So I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully it goes good. Now, with all that being said, let's get this show on the road, baby. Let's hit the play button here. Right here.
I noticed there are a lot of women on TikTok trying to normalize female promiscuity. I get it, ladies. You're trying
They don't have to normalize everything. They already have it all. They already have all the privileges. You can't feed me anything.
Erase the sexual double standard. Way to go. But you should know that adopting a male model of anything isn't female freedom.
No, trust me. If you adopt a male model of anything, it's going to be worse for you. Men don't have the say-so. I'll explain in a minute.
You know what female sexual freedom is? It's access to free birth control. It's the ability to say no to any sex act and have that word be respected. It's having the bravery.
Well, she's explaining it for me, but that's not really what I was referring to. What I mean is,
women,
they're already part of society that has the say so and choosing what sexual partners that they want. Men can't have that.
And see, one of the main things about women, your problem is you don't know how to pick a man. If you don't have a good man, it's not the man's fault. You picked the wrong damn man. You know, you have a choice in this. You have the say-so. If a man ain't shit and you pick him, that's your damn fault. He tells you along the way he ain't shit. See, I'm going to tell you something that I didn't write in the book that I wish I had.
You hear that?
Here's a fact. Let me tell you something, ladies. Every man can change and every man will change. But there's only one woman that we gonna change for. The rest of y'all just get whatever the fuck it is.
And when women do it, it's usually like they have a certain standard. You know, they already have these men that they're choosing. They already are part of the social hierarchy.
The sad reality of dating in 2022, guys, that reality is good is no longer good enough. You remember back in the days, just 5 years ago, man, like you could just be.
All I can say is I am so glad that I've been off the market of dating for, goddess, how long?
21 years?
21 years now. I mean, from what I've seen from the dating world now is downright ridiculous.
It was bad then, too.
Yeah.
Because that was like the MTV generation where everybody was bisexual.
MTV.
And, well, you know, MTV, after they stopped playing music.
Yeah, after it was good.
They started doing all the programs we used to watch.
Reality.
Next and stuff.
Reality shows, yeah.
And then it was like free, easy love, and like everybody was bisexual. You know, it was like this whole really weird time to even be dating then. And now it's like, I don't know. I wasn't into it then. I'm not into it now. So.
No, don't need to be. I mean, Jordan Peterson has some good information for anybody that's looking to get in a relationship or whatever, too. You know, I've been listening to a lot of his stuff lately.
Even from a biblical standpoint to, to a socio-economic standpoint, you know, just a moral standpoint, makes sense. But, like, with you and I, we didn't even date, really. We were just together, you know, from the time that we got together. That's just kind of how I announced it. It was we were together.
Well, it's funny because that's one of the talking points that he brought up on one of his videos, which I want to take clips from and put him on here so that people can see him. But he was saying, he was like, yeah, he's like, people give up once they start getting married and being a couple. They give up their dating. They give up, being.
Yeah.
And they can be the slob and all this and that. And it's like, we've actually gone more to dating now than we did when we first got together.
Right. It's like we spend time together. We do things together. We talk. We communicate. It's like I put effort in. So I put some makeup on tonight. Did my hair a little bit. It's like just putting in a little bit of effort when you can.
Yes.
But like I said, nobody wants to suffer. Nobody wants to struggle. So nobody really doesn't. They don't think that they should put the effort forward for.
It's true.
Else,
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Sancho, it's really good so far. I like this format that you have.
Be a regular dude, work a regular job, and you can still find you a decent girl. Those days are long gone, buddy. You are now competing with the highest of highest value men, the men with the most status, the men with the most money for the same women. Women now have access to all groups of men, all statuses of men. So that means the average guy is going to get left behind. If you don't level up, if you don't start improving, if you don't start making money, if you don't get in better shape, if you don't improve your looks, you are going to get left behind.
To ask for relationship definition. It's having access to abortion. It's understanding that your intelligent body can sometimes get attached through sex. Female sexual freedom is charging the highest price for sex. That is care and commitment. And most of all, female sexual freedom is knowing that you can and should walk away if somebody hurts you.
I mean, they've already had that. They don't have to fix anything. Don't fix what ain't broke. And yeah, just like I said, women already have the say so. They already choose who they can have sex with, who they can have a relationship with. Now, let's move on to our next TikTok. This one's actually pretty good, man.
Tell me you're a male feminist without telling me you're a male feminist.
Oh God.
I'll start.
Now, before we move on, this is actually satire. I didn't really expect it before I was watching this. Watch, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Just watch what he's saying.
I have this friend, McKenna, great girl. She was dating this guy named Tanner, not a great guy. He would disrespect her. He would not treat her like the queen she was. He would cheat on her, probably. Didn't have any direct evidence of that part, but I'm sure he did. And I would remind her of this daily. And finally, she broke up with him. So I'm hanging out with her after, and she goes, Cole, I wish I could find a guy just like you. So naturally, I made a move on her, and she rejected me. I'm like, excuse me? You wish you could find a guy just like me? Bitch.
I mean, what is the perfect way to approach a woman? Nobody has the answer. Not even women themselves. They don't tell you like what's the best way to approach them. Not even they know. By the way, like, how do lesbians do it? Like, how does a woman approach a woman? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be hell.
No. I am me.
So positive.
Hook up with me. I've been putting.
So, couple questions. How did you get the sprite? That you use on the side, that your character that moves and stuff. I like that. I noticed it like Hidan, and then you have that as well. I'm interested in that. It's pretty cool. And the only other thing I might say is that the commentary is a little bit low.
Yeah, it is. The commentary compared to the people talking on the videos,
just a little bit low.
Just raise it up slightly.
Yeah, so maybe raise up your voice, or like raise up the volume of your commentary, and I think it's perfect otherwise. Good job.
Putting in the time. I deserve this. You owe me. I'm just gonna keep going for the bad boys. Then you're gonna keep getting your heart broken, and you'll.
You see what I mean? He knows what he's talking about. This is pretty good satire, man. He even has the getup. He even has the glasses. Yep. He has all of it. He knows exactly what he's doing.
The glasses, the hat.
He's doing this on TikTok.
The shirt.
Deserve it.
Yep.
You need to go for the good.
I don't know where they get the courage to do that, though.
Guys like me. Nice guys like me. Just give me a chance and let me show you how nice I am. I will be so much fucking nicer to you than the other guys. Just let me show you a fuck.
I have some evidence, by the way, where women. I have a couple of pieces of evidence, maybe just one. I'm probably not sure. I'll look into it when I'm editing. But it says that women in general, they're not really attracted to woke type men, not feminist or gynocentric type men. They might choose to be with them, but they're not really attracted to them. They're more attracted to men who are anything but that. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Let's
true.
continue.
Fucking nice I can be. You stupid bitch. God damn it.
What's his face? Chris Rock. He's even said himself.
One thing you learn about women, man. Women don't like nice guys. Say they do.
Yep.
No. They got to have an asshole first. You know what's bad? If you're a nice guy like me, you always get women after they've been out with an asshole. So now you got to be their boyfriend and their psychiatrist to help them get over this psycho. That's right. And next thing you know, you're on Oprah going, I don't know what I did to deserve this. It just ain't right. Yo, you picked that man. You chose that man.
Women want nice guys. I mean, no. Women say they want nice guys. No.
So, we do want a certain amount of vulnerability. Like when you really have issues that need to be hashed out, we want you to be able to feel safe in communicating those sorts of things.
Yes.
But for the most part, it's like we want somebody who is stoic and strong, that's going to listen to the problems and eventually find a solution, help you find a solution for those problems. But first, listen to those problems and be quiet.
For sure.
And not try to input a whole lot. The stoicism goes a long way. And it was like they call these people, these men, emotionally unavailable. And in my experience, it just means that means stoic. It just means that they just don't communicate these things freely. They don't whine about things. They don't express, quote unquote, express themselves so openly. Because, we've already got a lot of thoughts going through our head. Did we do damage?
No.
You're being freaks tonight.
I know. We had a fire.
That's true.
Just right up the road from here again.
But they got it out.
Yeah, they got it out quick though. But it was literally not even a mile away. I don't think.
But it's like like women, we have a bunch of like emotional weird stuff going through our mind all the time. Anyway, so just like to like, I don't know, to say that you want somebody else that's also doing that and communicate. It's just like not. You don't feel secure. You don't feel safe.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like be stoic. Don't be like crying in public all the time. A couple of nice tears here and there, just shed. In a stoic manner is good. But some of these guys, man, they break down, crying, ugly face. And that's they think that that's supposed to be attractive.
Yeah.
But women will always say that because they want the control in the relationship. They want to retain their masculine frame. So that's why they keep saying that that's what they want. They want sensitive men, and it's just
fair enough.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Only if they want control.
Yes, and there are a lot of women that do want the control.
Everybody, just about everybody in the modern dating market, it's like it's a power play. It's a control thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if I did his voice wrong. Now let's move on to our next TikTok so that we can review.
I'm not a feminist. I can see men and I don't immediately feel threatened.
I'm a feminist and self-defense instructor, and if a woman feels threatened
wait a
by a man,
second.
there's
Give me 1
typically
second, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. I just had to fix up my audio real quick. Hopefully it sounds better. Now this next TikTok I'm about to cover, it's gonna be harder to cover my opinion on it, but let's try our best.
I'm not a feminist. I can see men and I don't immediately feel threatened.
I'm a feminist and self-defense instructor, and if a woman feels threatened by a man, there's typically a good one.
Okay, I'm tired of this. Just cut out the middleman. Stop calling yourself a feminist. Like it's taken you all this time, all these years to like figure out why feminism has a bad is actually considered a bad label, or why it has a stigma. At least it even has a stigma, but you calling yourself a feminist still at this point in time, like that's like me calling myself a Nazi because it means National German Socialist Worker, and I have a lot of friends that are Jewish people. You know what I mean? You see how ridiculous that is? Just cut out the middleman. Don't
It's
call yourself
OBS studio,
feminist. You
right?
can
Mhm.
still
Same
be
thing. I had a
moral.
picture
You
of her
can
the other
still
day
be
too.
like a good person,
He
a
said the
good
content
woman,
was high,
and don't put that
commentary was
label on
low.
yourself.
See.
If you're still gonna put that label on yourself, then
Again, I would just make sure that your speaking points are held at a higher point.
Yeah. He said, I sincerely apologize for the horrible something quality. I had to teach myself how to make the best of it. It's totally fine.
No, you're fine. I mean, you're learning and it's coming along really well. It's just, trying to do this so that it balances your sounds out.
Yeah, Guru's having the same issues with his OBS studio. It was like his voice was too far down and his audio, the external audio was too far up. Also, I don't know if you're using a microphone, but that definitely helps. We don't have a microphone.
No.
So that's why we're gonna have to talk a little bit louder. But the format is great. I love it. I love the tidbits and stuff. That's really cool. And
Yeah.
the facts,
Looks really good.
and the little munching noise.
And the character.
Yes.
then don't be surprised when people like point out the stigma or like point out the bad intentions from feminism, the bad things that came from feminism. You know what I'm saying?
Not a feminist. I can actually cook.
I'm a feminist. I like to cook and bake, and I'm pretty damn good at both.
Not a feminist. I don't hate children.
I'm a feminist. I love children, and I'm so glad I get to choose when I'm ready.
I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and go pretty.
I'm a feminist. I love looking.
Like, why do they keep taking it personally when women don't want to call themselves feminist? Especially if they're anti-feminist, they take it so personally, man. And like, now I get it. I get the irony. I'm kind of upset that they keep doing this, but it's for a better reason. Don't you understand that no means no? Like, you don't have to call yourself a feminist and you don't have to force a label on anybody else. It has a stigma for a reason. Well, for many reasons, actually.
Good fuel.
Pretty and wearing dresses, but I'm also glad I won't get arrested for wearing pants.
I'm not a feminist.
What? What the heck does that mean? Arrested for wearing pants? Who the heck is arresting women for wearing pants?
I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and go pretty.
I'm a feminist. I love looking pretty and wearing dresses, but I'm also glad I won't get arrested for wearing pants.
I'm not a feminist.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I'm a feminist, and just because I believe in equal rights doesn't mean my boyfriend doesn't give me pretty.
I'm gonna convince you that
It's a whole trend.
feminism is not for equal rights. You can just call yourself an egalitarian if you believe in equal rights. Better yet, a men's rights activist, because we're more genuine about being.
It's got 5 minutes left.
For equal rights than feminists are.
Princess treatment or hold the door for me. I'm a feminist, and that doesn't mean I hate all men.
Also, like the anti-feminist woman in this TikTok, there was like a thing going on back then. It kind of still is going on today, where feminists were definitely upset with men opening the doors for women when they shouldn't. That was actually, no one should be upset by that. If anything, it should like demonstrate the privilege of like what women had, because like it demonstrated that you were being respected because you just
I'm sorry
existed.
for
That
the
was the
continuous
really good
stuttering.
thing
I think I'll get
did
better, I
for
promise.
women.
Oh, yeah.
And
Takes
for
time.
both sides of the
Yeah.
spectrum, liberal or conservative. It came from conservatism, but you know what I mean.
Actually, I have some great men in my life. Men who support women, see them as human beings, and realize that us having equal rights
Men have already seen women as human beings. What were you talking about?
doesn't make them any less of a man.
Not a feminist. And then
Well, if they're a male feminist, then it does make them a less of a man, because they're not respecting themselves. They're putting other people below them just to get the approval of feminists.
people ask me if I'm actually a woman.
I'm a feminist. I know what a feminist is, and I realize that without past feminists, I would not be able to live.
I know what feminists are. They're the same ones that oppress men, hurt men, get mad at men, hate men.
The life I lead today.
So there's this thing going on this phenomenon that's going on. It's honestly pretty
Did this video
depressing, but
possible?
modern feminists and past feminists,
I need to
they
hook up
they
with you
think
with
that they
the
invented
phone.
the world or society now loves women just because of feminism. That's actually demonstrably false. Men for generations have always loved and cared for women and even coddled them up until this point too.
Feminists have paved the way for women to be able to choose what they want to do in life. Feminists gave us the option whether we want to be stay-at-home moms or to work, and one's not that.
No, that's just something that they say. That's what they say, that's what they all say. Men and women throughout time, even before feminism, they've always been working with each other, like in the United States, hunter-gatherer societies.
Better than the other. Without past feminists, I wouldn't have been able to go to college, let alone play a D1 sport.
Wait, what else did she say here? Let me see.
One's not better than the other. Without past feminists, I wouldn't have
Then
been
cut out the middleman. Then let me call myself a men's rights activist, MGTOW red pillar, and then I can say that I support women. You know what I'm saying? Or better yet, call myself a Nazi and I support Jewish people.
Able to go to college, let alone play a D1 sport. I wouldn't be able to rent an apartment or own a home. I wouldn't have a credit card, a bank account, let alone a business. Without past feminists, you wouldn't be viewed as a citizen. You'd only be viewed as property of your husband. And obviously, wouldn't.
I don't want to say the same thing that I've been saying, so
That probably would have helped all along.
Without feminists, you could be trapped in a really bad marriage. You may hate feminists, but you wouldn't be living the life you're living today.
Wrong! I've taken to calling myself a universal human self-determinist. And I know it's a mouthful, but it's a fuck of a lot better than calling yourself a feminist or a masculinist, which is an absurd term to me. So I've been called a misogynist and a sexist and a pig by a lot of feminists for a while now because of some of the videos I've made on the topic of feminism. But all I've ever believed in is equality between the genders. And that means both ways. And if you can't accept that, then you are the sexist, not me. I'm the amazing atheist.
The feminist movement was fighting for equal opportunity for women in education and the workforce. The sexual revolution was fighting for all sorts of sexual freedoms. Cosmo, we pretended that this sexual revolution was a freedom for women. It actually was not. It was actually kind of a slavery. But we pretended it was freedom for women. And over time, as the sexual revolution and the women's movement got identified closer and closer together, a lot of women began to buy into that illusion.
Yeah, like first week feminism was great.
All right, that was it for today. There could be more coming. There could be more coming for the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for listening, and hopefully my colleagues will review this sooner or later in the future, and like help me grow my channel, and hopefully stop this evil that's coming our way.
There you go.
I like it. That is awesome. You're doing great on this. Now, Dr. Vaughn here has some stuff to let you know too. We've got a video for you that we wanted to see if you want to get from us.
So more regularly, I've been getting stuff on my feed that's kind of like from the dark side of it, like the opposite of what we normally cover. Well, it's like what we cover, but it's like the opposite way of the way that we think. So I've been getting stuff from feminists, and I've been getting stuff from like pro-choice people and everything like that. So I've been able to check out these other channels that like, kind of go against the grain of what we believe in and what we're talking about. So this one recommended video pops up, and it's talking about this new thing that everybody's talking about. It's called weaponized incompetence. And it's just saying that, men pretend that they don't know what they're doing so that they can get away with it, so that the women have to do all the work and all that. So it's about this guy that posted, and he posted that he wanted to have a list. He's like, just give me a list of things that you want done. Tell me that it's like what the priorities are. And even like in your podcast today, Jordan Peterson, he said that like once a week you should be having like a 90-minute, rendezvous talking about what needs to be done, what the priorities are, what needs to be fixed, what needs to, what household stuff needs to be taken care of, what needs to be like restocked on. But it's this feminist who apparently, according to the comments, is married and has children, but she just spews so much hatred and vitriol about this, saying if you have to be told what to do, then you're a fucking moron. You know, so it's this whole video about that. I thought it might be kind of right up Sancho's alley with that because it's a feminist standpoint.
Yeah, so let us know if you want us to send that video over to you. So that you can go over it and we'll see what's up. There's 4 people in.
Oh, nice. But yeah, it's a whole trend of weaponized incompetence.
Yes.
So.
And hello, everybody else that's out there. I see we've up to 4 people right now. We'll get on to our next video. And thank you again, Sancho. Really good seeing your work, and keep it up, man. Okay. Woke TikTok trend.
What the hell is even that?
After years of coddling and pampering, some folks just can't take it when things don't go their way. Just observe how angry this guy gets when he gets accidentally misgendered.
Actually, just look at me.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news, and much, much more.
That was
Transphobes are so funny because, like, actually, just look at me. Just take a second and look at me. Look at the 115-pound man standing in front of you right now. The man with 0 body hair and the temperament of a rabid chihuahua. Look at every other man in my family, and then look at me and just seriously try to convince me that I was not being obliterated with estrogen while I was in the womb. Like, I'm sorry that I was born with an extra sidearm on me, but I think I'm like 90% of the way complete, you know? Just a couple HRT pills and some cherry whipped cream on top, and it'll finish it up perfectly.
You really believe that?
Now, I hate to break the news to him, but this is just how the average glam metal rocker fan looked back in my day, although with much less style. And the voice definitely isn't fooling anyone.
Yeah.
But speaking of folks who don't seem to have a grasp on their self-identity, take a look how many alters this next girl has.
Hi, I'm Bunny.
Alters. Oh god.
Hey,
alters.
I'm Z. What's up?
Hi, I'm Oliver.
Hey, everybody. I'm
I
Ben.
remember this one.
Hey, I'm Elegant. Wow. Sorry. Hello there. I am Malachi. What's up?
Hi, I'm Echo.
Hi, my name is AJ. Hey, everyone. I know I look like shit, but it's right. Hi. Hey, everybody. My name's Sayori. Yo, I'm Beatrix. What's up? Hello, everyone. My name is Ophelia.
Okay, all this simply is somebody that wants more and more attention, and they're trying whatever they can to get the attention, along with likes to make more things up.
Insulting the hell out of people as they go, you know.
Yeah.
Kinds of
So that she doesn't have to take accountability for it.
I mean, again, we went to high school with a bunch of people like that.
Yeah, we have,
You
for
know,
sure.
It's like, I mean, your ex was like that. It's
I know.
Everything under sun that could be wrong, she thought she had, from cancer to thyroiditis and everything else in between. Oh my God, you know, look how brave I am because I continue to persist on even though I have all these problems.
Yeah, it started with our generation.
It really did.
But it's gotten worse.
Now they've got TikTok.
Yeah.
To broadcast.
Yeah, to broadcast and to normalize.
And get way more responses than anybody in our high school ever
Yeah.
would have. Because like in high school, I knew several girls like that. And it's like they didn't really get any attention for it. You know,
No.
they tried, and it was like there was a small cluster of like emos and goths that would give them support, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Nobody else bought into it. The internet, on the other hand, everybody buys into it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like me, your day was probably going a lot better a few minutes ago before you saw this clip. Most of these alters are just utterly ridiculous, and people like this are the reason a lot of folks don't take DID seriously. Sadly, let's see what could very well happen to you when you don't take someone's nonsensical identities seriously.
My son and I are at United Airlines waiting for our flight from San Francisco to Austin, and the flight attendant has denied access to us because he said that I made a derogatory comment about one of the flight attendants because I didn't use the right pronoun. Now they are forbidding us to get on the plane. I am with my son. He is 25 pounds. I've been carrying him for about 30 minutes. They denied us boarding priority, and now they're about to deny us to board the plane. We'll see what happens. So we're still waiting to board the plane. I did not use the air host's right pronoun by accident. I'm sorry. I'm here with my son. I have the car seat. I have the stroller. I'm carrying everything, and we just need to get on the plane. They will not let us get on the plane. They're calling the air security. I don't know what my rights are in this situation. If anybody can reply, I know what my rights are. But this is ridiculous. United Airlines, San Francisco flight to Houston. I don't know what's going on. I can't even understand what's going on here.
This is what we are allowing in our society right now too.
Yeah, they want everybody to be comfortable and to feel safe, but
it's like if they don't feel safe, we've got, I'm not going to say somebody's pronouns of like zer,
right,
hi,
right.
whatever. It's like
he,
self, him, her,
they,
I can see.
I mean, they is actually a gender neutral pronoun that can be used in any situation. So they is acceptable.
Yes.
Because it's like, they went to the store.
Exactly. But that entails more than one person. They. Like, you're talking about.
Because I think people have asked me that. It's like, it's like, I don't know. I think that it can be singular. It can be a singular thing,
It just hits me more as like
a multiple person thing. I mean, it's, it's like, I don't know, you're a little bit more like staunch on a lot of the stuff than I am. It's like, like the genders and stuff. It was like, I still have a little bit of fluidity to it, but it makes sense because it does seem like more like a plural thing.
Yeah.
So, but, or if you just don't know what they are yet. Exactly. Up like a username or an internet handle or something. It's like, yeah, they did this, they said that.
Yeah.
That makes sense too. So.
Now, I'm normally not quick to scream lawsuit, but this particular situation definitely needs one. I don't know if that flight attendant was on a power trip or just got their feelings hurt, but no one should be thrown off a flight just for refusing to participate in others' delusions. And speaking of delusion, take a look at what years of woke ideology does to a person's mental state.
I don't know what to do. I have no answers. They're kicking me out of my hotel room because I asked them to wear an N95.
Say about him.
Yeah, I think I just showed you this one.
You did. It's like I wish you hadn't because it just drives me crazy. The fragility of mind. Okay, so like examples of using they as a singular pronoun is like, if I get a call, tell them they can call me back.
Okay.
Someone leave their books here, shrug their shoulders.
Like, when it's said like that too, to me, that still sounds plural. Like, tell me they can call me back. It still sounds like it's a company or something, like the company.
Yeah, that's true. Because, I can't really think of an instance that I've known that's like, if I didn't know the gender, they said then he or she can call me back, It is kind of Ronnie bit off more than they could chew. I would say he. So, really, honestly. But, still, I would say that would be in like an acceptable one. It's just to do he, she, they.
Yes.
Or it's. But they used to get really offended by that, but not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway,
somebody else.
He's back in human form now.
Okay.
All right.
I've masked. And they said that if I wanted that, I was at the wrong hotel and I had an hour to leave.
Now, demanding that folks around you wear an N95 mask in 2024 is somehow even more entitled than expecting people to use your special pronouns.
Where do I...
Yeah, you could get away with that during the height of the pandemic. Saying, I want you to wear a mask, and to some point I understand that. If you feel more, susceptible to it. But we are now at a point where it is no longer an issue, even though this is still a touchy subject, and some people will say it still is.
Yeah.
But this is just like a year before COVID, you know, how it is. So
right, exactly.
I mean, you're over the worst of what they've seen.
I mean, yeah, there's always debate on whether the masking worked and whether it didn't. There's debate on whether, you know, Fauci came out and said, you know, he flip-flopped back and forth saying,
Yeah, he did.
And then it's like, so, I mean, pretty much the consensus has been, I think, that the masking and the separation thing, you know, the 6 feet separate, that was just bullshit. And it didn't.
Yeah, he came out and said it.
Work.
He came out and said that he lied about it.
But I still understand at some points if, like, you have compromised immune system in any flu season,
yeah,
you should have the ability to mask or not, you know, and it's like.
But you can't expect other people to.
I know, this has been years now. And it's like they're just clinging to that because they got so much, like, validation and so much attention during that time. Like, TikTok blew up at that point.
I know.
During COVID. And
yeah, that's the biggest takeoff that there's been.
Yeah.
Was during COVID.
Yeah, most people left their jobs and started doing TikTok or some other form of freaking social media or whatever. So they want to cling to that, even though the rest of the world's kind of getting back to normal.
The show that we were watching about Ashley Madison, that one was the height of COVID, right?
No, that was like 2015 or something.
Oh, okay, that was earlier.
Yeah, but like Tinder and all those places, you know, those all just kind of blew up into a golf because everybody was just doing online stuff. You know? But I mean, this guy here, he doesn't just break down none of this stuff. He has like multiple TikToks where he's just like.
Yeah. It's funny that I showed you this one not that long ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
And I had really hoped to God that he wasn't going to come back around on the feeds, but there he is. So, sorry.
It's all right.
I don't know where to go. I'm almost out of money. More scans just keep getting added to the docket. I don't even have one fully functioning arm at this point. Where do My mom isn't answering the phone. It's not like we were strange. I literally, because she was super abusive, but and I still.
Then why would you want to talk to her? You know, oh my god, I wish my mom would answer the phone, but you know, she was super abusive. She was.
I know. And why do people air the shit on TikTok?
Because they get attention.
That's so.
This is attention-seeking behavior.
Yeah, well, it's like more negative than.
It makes them look stupid. It flat out does.
Yeah.
But they don't care because it's any attention's good attention.
Okay, so this guy he has multiple of these TikToks where he's crying about random things and being like just really dramatic.
Yeah.
And I thought it was an act, but it's not. He's just literally cannot handle anything.
No, he can't.
I want my mom, but I don't know what to do. Where do I go? What do I do? My doctor just called me to do an anxiety and depression exam thing before our appointment today. I had to reschedule it because I couldn't sleep. This is what I woke up to. And I'm like, what am I supposed to tell you? I'm super anxious and depressed. I haven't had safe housing for over a year.
What?
I just want somewhere safe to land. I just want a place to breathe so I can find a place. It feels like every time I almost.
We need to bring this guy out here.
It's like the ground just gets ripped out from under me again.
Yeah, are you sure it's a guy?
I don't know.
Guy or girl needs to come out and live out in the mountains in nature.
Yeah, and survive.
Survive. Yes. Actually be out and actually do work because I don't think this person's worked a day in their life.
That's the problem. And they don't spend time in the sun. They don't spend time in the air. They don't touch grass. They just sit there on the computer in front of a screen or in front of their laptop or in front of their phone. And they don't work.
Exactly.
And it's like the best way to cure any sort of mental instability is just good, hard work.
Yep.
That actually means something.
Exactly.
Your hands are bleeding and your back is aching and you can't do anything else but sleep at the end of the day.
Yes.
And
I know I was put through it.
Oh yeah. That's monk life, you know? It's like that there's nothing better
No,
it's like
nothing.
if we're having like bad time and we need to reset, then it's like we spend an entire day just working outside, working with animals.
Dig in the dirt.
Definitely work with animals, but he's not at that level yet.
No.
I would not put him around any animal.
No, I'd put him in the dirt.
Yeah,
that would be the best thing for him.
Weeding. Just weed,
By hand. And we're not going to have weed whackers.
No, by hand.
No, it's by hand. You need to be picking the weeds.
Clipping plants, making sure that they're,
yes,
well trimmed and everything by hand. Guru goes through it, it's a part of manhood training.
It is.
Here, and
it
it's
is.
like, and even as a woman, it's like we go through similar things where we have to like shepherd, be outside under the sun all day, and it forces us to work with animals. And
it's awesome.
It really is. Nothing better.
No.
For curing mental instability.
Exactly.
And emotional instability. Because you got both.
Yes.
Yeah, if I can get it to you without the cats breathing.
I just need to calibrate. What do I do? I can't get out orders. I haven't been able to work in months. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying, y'all. I'm trying so hard. I don't know. And I have nobody here. I don't know what to do.
Oh, we're gonna lose the next war.
Now that's what years of safe spaces and participation trophies does to your mental state. And surely recording yourself crying and uploading it to social media is definitely going to help your chances of getting employed. Meanwhile, other folks with no apparent jobs have a few updates to tell us about the pride flag. Take a listen.
The pride flag that we're hanging at our house this year has a couple new additions. Let's talk about them. Of course, we've got the original 6 colors of the rainbow, the black and brown stripes to represent people of color, the blue, pink, and white to represent trans folks, and a new addition to this flag, the yellow triangle with the purple circle to represent folks that are intersex. And the other new addition to our flag is the 2 feathers in the circle, which represent indigenous folks that identify as 2-spirit. 1 feather represents feminine identity, 1 feather represents male identity, and the circle that holds them together represents the unification of both identities.
They're trying to add in absolutely everything now. That's how ridiculous this is.
That bugs me so bad. And it's like that thing, I found out that the 2-spirit thing was invented by a white guy that went to some convention not so long ago, like, in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
So it's not even a native tradition, although there was speak of such things, but
yes.
It's so rare. And it was like, you don't talk about that to outsiders, and you don't all you do is you they have a special place within your tribe, within your family, but you don't make a big freaking deal of it. And now there's whole LGBT 2-spirit powwows and shit.
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And that flag is...
I know. It is.
My partner and I are always trying to be inclusive as possible. That's why we chose to fly this flag this year, the More You Know Shooting Star.
Now, at the rate of change I'm seeing, this flag is going to change again by the following week. I'm genuinely curious if anyone actually sees value in seeing their race, gender, or identity represented on a flag this strange and convoluted. But being inclusive takes yet another funny turn with our next clip. Listen to what this man suggests as gender-neutral alternatives to the words niece and nephew.
Dear Dolly, are there gender-neutral alternatives to terms like niece and nephew and aunt and uncle? Yes, there are. A gender-neutral term to replace niece or nephew is nibbling. It takes sibling and uses the N from niece and nephew.
Oh, that sounds
It was actually coined in 1951 by Yale linguist Samuel Martin. And similarly, we have pibbling, parent sibling, the P from parent, and sibling, pibbling, to replace aunt and uncle.
Now you're just making up words.
Now, some non-binary and gender diverse people may want you to use those terms for them instead of aunt, uncle, or niece or nephew. But not everyone feels that way. It's a personal choice.
Now, ignoring how ridiculous the terms nibbling and pibbling sound, you can sadly expect a lot more of these terms to pop up and replace existing words in our language. And if you want a reminder of how offended people will get from hearing gendered language, just take a look at our next clip.
Disgusting. I just went through the Taco Bell drive-thru because I'm a whore for Taco Bell. And do you know how they greeted me? They said, "Hello, ma'am." And then after handing me my food, said, "Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day." What about me says, "Ma'am, I have a red mullet"?
What?
Oh my god.
Now what a poor girl that someone actually acted polite to her. Someone should point out to her that bad haircuts aren't gender specific. So give that poor guy at Taco Bell a break. Our next guest certainly seems more polite, but not much more intelligent.
God.
Here's our final clip of the day.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Daily Wire subscription. We just bought for this month to go check out some videos. We really have been wanting to watch the What is a Woman, which is what this clip here is from. So I'm looking forward to watching this again. But, you know, we got Lady Ballers that we wanted to watch. And I'm going to try to get some clips of stuff to use for our channel. I can't do too much, just copyright things, but I'll get what I can. And
just do audio podcast.
Yeah, audio is probably.
There was a Jubilee that we wanted to do a podcast style thing too, so we can just take scenes from around the monastery and then just, you know, we'll voice over our conversation, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, it's this one, honey.
What is a woman?
Why do you ask that question?
God,
I just really like to know.
What do you think the answer to that question is?
Well, I'm asking. That's why I came to a college professor. This is what you do.
What other kinds of answers have you gotten?
A lot of like this, where you're not answering. I've gotten a lot of that. So you wanted to answer questions about women's studies, and so shouldn't the first answer you should be able to provide is what exactly is a woman?
Well, for me, it's actually a really simple answer, and that's a person who identifies as a woman.
But what are they identifying as?
As a woman.
So what is that?
As a woman.
Do you know what a circular definition is?
I do.
It's sort of like what you're doing right now, where a woman is a woman.
Now, if you can't even comprehend what circular logic is, then I'm afraid you have no business being a college professor.
Yeah.
And it's always funny how quickly leftists like this get defensive in their tone and even body language when their ideas get challenged. The one thing I've realized from watching today's clip
He said, my best friend introduced me to this film with Matt Walsh as well as Candace Owens documentary.
Yeah, everyone check out a lot of those. It's
really
good. And I think, you know, Matt Walsh and Jordan Peterson are my favorites from that.
Yes, I'm really liking Jordan Peterson. He's got a lot to say and a lot.
Except the more clear cut to the point and like, you know, just, you know, I mean, I guess you would say just kind of brash, the better. Because that's completely what's missing in this world, you know. So, yeah, I like both of them.
All right, this is the ending of Clownfish, and then we're on to which one? What's the last one?
Some Saber Sam.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Clips is that a lot of this irritation and anger we see from the left just comes from years of pandering and coddling. As we saw, there are plenty of folks who are so used to gender-neutral language that the first case of accidental misgendering is enough to get them flying off the rails. In other cases, they might even abuse their power and try to get you kicked off a flight. We've also seen that years of pampering from parents has made some folks incapable of handling adversity or hardship. Expecting all the people around you to wear an N95 mask in 2024 seems ridiculous to us. But some people actually have a full-on breakdown if those rules aren't followed. Now, I'm sure some of you watched the Olympics recently. One thing which surprised me was that the transgender swimmer, Leah Thomas, lost a legal battle that would have allowed trans women to compete. Given how scared corporations and even sporting organizations are of getting cancelled, I was almost sure this would have been the first Olympics that we saw trans athletes competing across multiple sports. But earlier this year, the Court of Arbitration for the Olympics ruled against Leah's request. Since 2022, the organization banned trans women who've been through male puberty from competing in women's races. Thomas, however, called these rules unlawful and discriminatory, and also said it was a lifelong goal of hers to compete in the Olympics. Now, let me know your thoughts on this. But the Olympics actually created an open category which trans athletes will be able to compete in the future, and I, for one, think that's the best solution out there. Unfortunately, I'm all but certain that trans athletes like Thomas won't want to compete in those special categories and will continue to push for competing against women for obvious reasons. So only the future will tell if we continue to coddle and pamper the next generation or use our common sense and speak up when the need arises. But that's it for today.
That's the problem with them saying, "Oh, they're going to make an open division for the trans in the Olympics." Is the trans aren't going to use it? You know, they're the end, middle to end on the male side.
Yeah.
And so they go female to where they're the top because, you know, they'll start beating the females by 2 seconds.
Right.
Something that the females cannot come back from.
Obviously, the one runner was saying that they work to shave off just milliseconds.
Milliseconds
you know?
of their time. And they're looking at seconds that this male is beating him by.
Big, long stretches. It's like it can't be denied, you know?
Yes. I mean, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's the whole daddy beat mommy thing in a next stage up.
Right.
And I mean, what can you say to it?
You know, as women just have to learn how to step outside of that and not participate.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing that they can do. It's like there's not very many that are willing to do that. But it's interesting because in Matt Walsh's documentary, it was done a few years ago, and somebody said within a few years there's not going to be women's sports at all anymore. It's going to be men's sports and trans sports.
Yeah, and that's what's happening.
We're really getting there. I mean, it's like this the whole Olympics boxing situation.
Exactly.
You know, it's in every avenue. It's like because it started with swimming, and then you had running, and now we have. We have boxing. We have contact sports now. It's like when is it gonna end? And is it gonna be enough for people to see?
Yeah, well,
you know, until they annihilate women's sports.
Exactly.
As usual, thanks for supporting this channel, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
Can you guys see what's going on, dude? Can you see what's going on, baby?
And no problem, Sancho. Of course, we'll be honest with you. We'll let you know exactly what we think and what's going on.
But Jesus came to save them that were lost.
I love how this one starts. It's the street preacher. It's Nicholas Bowling.
Oh, nice.
It starts with. So, I mean, you know, he's another good one. I try to show him as often as I can on our channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Because,
he's just like the epitome of like
what you should be.
The street preacher, yeah. Oh my god. Just chill. There's a kitten that's having a panic attack.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
What's up, bro? I remember you. I remember you too.
You were a bully in high school.
When did I bully you?
You were a bully in high school. Bullying. That's what you are. Yeah, you remember in high school when you call people and queers?
And this is how you handle something like this. Like I said, he is the epitome of what you should be. He is how you should handle it all. He is really calm, collected, and he says it.
Yeah,
he won't deny it.
That's the beauty of living so righteously that they can't like hold it against you. It's like you own up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you yourself have taken them upon your own soul. And there's nothing that anybody else now can say to bring it up to make you feel bad about it.
Exactly.
Because
you took that in.
Yeah. And then you laid it before something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the greatest thing.
Exactly.
But even I would not have the composure that he has with a lot of these people.
I know.
Now what do you know? Well, you think that makes you a Christian?
I never did that.
Yeah, you did, you little b****. You think that makes you a Christian?
I wasn't a Christian in high school.
No, you're a piece of shit if you were. So go yourself.
I wasn't a Christian in high school, bro. And I never said that to you. Some of the friends did. I never said that to you, but...
Yeah, hold on. Yo, I'm wait.
It kind of strikes me that they were angry about what he was saying, not by the stuff his friends said in school. They got all up in his face and trying to instigate something, especially that person's friends. They were just trying to start trouble, as if he was the one who said the things that they were saying. I thought these people were all about love and forgiveness. I see that being said all the time, but I never seem to see it. So this person you can see here is a principal of an elementary school. Sean Edwards, principal of Canyon Crest Elementary.
Oh my God.
Madness.
Principal of an elementary school.
That?
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's what our
And you know
schools
that that's
are
like
going up
an
against now.
ignorant way to stand, right? Like
Why?
you're over here, I tell you.
If that was true, that just scares the shit out of me.
Did you say elementary school?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what he said.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was like a high school or something, you know, it didn't look like he was old enough, but
It was a female, and they showed it transitioning over like 5 years to.
God. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually half handicapped, so that's very offensive that you said that.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
can probably tell
I'm
that
super
you're
offended, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lying and being a high conflict is part of your personality disorder. Why are you looking at women with your fucking eyes?
Are you a woman?
Oh my god. So
Oh, I didn't even know.
I'm
I'm sorry.
non-binary, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey, that's why I asked. I was trying to be polite.
Yeah, he was having a great time. He was just using her logic against her, and it just made her look like the fool.
You say you care about the students, but half of you are not sure what gender is, especially transgender. No, the lawyer said transsexual earlier. That's not the correct term. It's transgender. I'm a transgender woman. My pronouns are she, her, and I will only accept those pronouns. I will not be addressed any other way. And in the workspace, I'm protected by that. Our students should be too, especially when they're not over 18, don't have a voice. So I'm just imploring you to go beyond what.
So the transgender, now talking about certain things that benefit it, say, especially children under the age of 18 because they don't have
a voice.
But they can choose to be a different gender and not tell their parents about it and stuff. They can choose that though, right?
Yeah,
they can choose
exactly.
to have surgery and hormone and all that, but
I guess, yeah.
So but they don't have a voice. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because they're under 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Wow.
Just really consider, what is this fight really about? Why is it such entrenched? I know we hear a lot about religious liberty, and quite honestly, I grew up in Christian education all through college. I don't remember any of my doctrinal classes mentioning only male and female.
My conclusive thought to a lot of this is, imagine how the kids feel. I mean, these are conversations being had at the board of education. How crazy is that? Imagine how the kids are feeling, how confused they are. Growing up is confusing as it is, and this just amplifies it times 100. I'm not really sure what kind of hairstyle he's rocking, but I need to hook him up with some T. Changley. And they're the sponsor of today's video. T. Changley simplifies the process of taking care of your skin, which is very important these days, boys. They provide you with all the products and they make it easy for you. And you guys know me, I'm an honest guy. I'm not going to promote a product that I don't believe in and use myself. Trust me when I tell you that when you implement a good skincare routine, it will improve your confidence in all aspects of your life. I recommend you start with their level 1 package, as that's what I use as well, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with the SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. And to make it easier for guys who aren't clued up with skincare routines, they have instructions in every box of how and when to use each product.
Yeah, just know that the end is coming for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you just gotta live in your right. Know what is right in general. You know, own it.
Be aligned with truth. Be aligned with faith.
Yes.
And
as long as you're living in what you know, then you will be okay. You know, I mean, if you can help other people along the way, that's even better. But I mean, a lot of these people, they won't even try to get help. Yeah. So there's nothing that you can do about it. You just got to let it go.
That's why I admire the Christians, because of them always going out there and they wade through all of that hatred and all of that vitriol.
Exactly.
To save a handful of people compared to how many just beat them down every single time that they're out.
Exactly, and that's the true ones.
Yeah, so
there's a lot more Christians that say they are, but by no means are they.
They post a bunch of stuff on Facebook, but you know
They
don't
sin.
actually.
They sin all week. Go to church on Sunday, thinking they can just,
Yeah.
you know, clear it all away in
But-
one day.
But by the Christian standard, I think it's admirable because not very many of the other religions, ours included,
Exactly.
ours included, do we really like seek out trying? I mean, if they come to us, we'll help
Yeah.
them. If they come to us, we'll teach them. But we don't go seeking that out.
No.
So it's like it's really admirable to go into a sea of people that hate you just to pull
It is.
pull out
It really
two
is.
or three. I mean, that's really something. You know?
Yeah.
It's very unique. Very unique.
Yeah, you don't see it every day.
No, you don't. Well, you don't see it in, like I said, most of the world's religions.
You don't know.
It's like even like with the Muslims, they say if you were gay, there's no way to come back from that.
Yeah,
Even if
we
you
just went
repent,
over that. That's
you know.
right.
So even if you repent, even if
Yeah.
you're asking forgiveness, it's like you will not.
You're done.
You're done. So it's like they're not going to be going to pride parades and stuff because there's no point. It's like
And if they-
there's no way to save them.
And if they, well, yeah, they would never go to a pride parade to try to get people or
Right,
whatever.
'cause there's
It's,
nothing.
yeah.
There's it's said. It's
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
It's like it's already been written, and they're sinful. in
Yeah.
nature. So yeah, that's
It's insane.
Product. You don't just have to take my word for it because they have over 10,000 5-star reviews from people all over the world. And because Tej is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description to get 40% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. So don't wait any longer. Click the first link in the description to start your skincare journey today.
I'm going to be real, and I don't give a what anybody say. Black children need to be separated from white children and any other race when it comes to education, because no other race, especially white people, will tell the black person's history truthfully about where they come from, who they are, and what they are. The white person will only suppress the black person's history to maintain their genetic survival.
Yeah, John Rotten was just saying. Then it's our job to educate them further on what they need to know.
because I mean we know that.
Yes.
You know, it's like there's things that are culturally there's no way that they will ever teach properly in school. So we teach them the truth and we give them resources here.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
know? I mean that's what you're supposed to do. It's like it's a stacked game. It doesn't have anything to do with being white or black or Hispanic. It's
No.
about a poverty level thing again. You know, it's like public school systems.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. So, you know, poor people use public school systems. So they teach them like bare minimum stuff or lies. It's your job.
There's a lot of lies in the public school
Yeah,
system.
so it's your job to teach them
Yes.
the fundamental truths of life and everything.
Exactly. It is.
You know, but I mean separating them out from other cultures, I don't see how that's supposed to be beneficial in any capacity.
No way.
They talk out.
Yep.
To bring about a news story that doesn't even exist.
The only thing that needs separating, mate, is those earrings from your ears. Yeah, can you imagine if a white person made a TikTok saying they want white-only schools? Can you imagine how that would go down? There's a lot of bad things that happened in history. Lots. There's a long, long list. But times have moved on now. We've moved on as a world. So do you, mate.
I'm trying to get my head around the language. If you're a trans woman, so that means that you've transitioned. So you were a cis male, I think that's the language, and you're now a trans woman. And the feminists say you should not be allowed to use a female bathroom. So it's all very well talking about ideas, and I like that. But in terms of practical application in some of these areas that are more about the LGBTQ plus community, what are your thoughts as a female who identifies as a female? What do you think about trans women? I think that's the right term, using female bathroom.
Bloody hell, it's like listening to flipping hieroglyphics on the wall. I know the question now, but it took a long way to get there, didn't it?
I think it's fine. I think that people can use whatever bathrooms they want.
What about the feminists who say that there's a safeguarding issue?
But come on, with saying that, is it really fine? I mean, you've got what looks like a female that goes in, but it's got a hard on in the bathroom with all these other women. The stuff that can happen, the rape that can happen. I mean, we're not just talking about them using the restroom. It's like, oh, it makes somebody feel uncomfortable by look. I mean, there's so much that can go down, especially if there's underage kids within that room, within that bathroom.
Trans have always used bathrooms of the opposite gender. It's
Yeah.
happened forever, you know.
But they normally do not show themselves.
No,
They'll
definitely.
go and they'll go into a stall or do whatever to do their business. But these
Most
ones,
passable.
these ones are like going in there clear as day.
Yeah, they're taunting the system.
I mean, they're fucking, pardon my language, but they're nude
Yeah.
for the most part.
Oh my God.
With like 14 and 15-year-old girls within the same bathroom.
What did we see? Where was that? I mean, it was San Francisco. Remember the guy?
There was one in a gym bathroom.
No, but there was a guy on the streets of San Francisco.
Oh yeah, just naked. It was a pride parade thing.
I mean, like he had a sock.
Yeah, oh yeah, a little sock on his.
That was it, and it was
Yeah.
not a pride parade. It wasn't. It was his daily routine. He was standing there with a coffee.
Yeah, I remember that. We just watched it, but I
Yeah.
thought there was something going
It
on.
was that was just his day. That was just like he's like, yeah, this is how I live my life, and it's like I don't think that anybody should, dictate how I live my life. I'm not hurting anybody. It's like,
And he said he had raised 3 beautiful girls. He said,
yeah, great.
this way.
I was like, I don't know, they're just kind of weird,
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm sorry. When it
remember-
comes to kids, it's different. Kids have an innocence to them that can be swayed very easily by this type of thing. That's the problem.
Toplessness is not like a thing that we think about here. I mean, I don't run around topless or anything. It's like I'm conservative with how I am, especially around our son.
Yeah, but we don't make it a big deal either.
But he said I watched the whole movie with Apocalypto with him, and he was like 12 years old.
And didn't even think about it.
I didn't even think about it, and then I started watching it for the second time, and I don't even know how it came up, and I was like,
Yeah, I think you just noticed. I think you were just like, hey, wait.
I'm like, they were talking, like, were they topless the whole time? And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they were. And I'm like, see, it's just not a thing,
No, and
it's not sexualized.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as it's not people, doing it or doing acts,
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal.
No.
And I mean, we've always been that way. It's like, the sexualization is not bad, but as bad as people want to make it. But when there's kids involved and when there's adults involved,
And that guy, I mean, come on, you're walking around on the street in a
Yeah,
city, It's like,
exactly.
It's not your own property.
no.
It's like we were consenting. We were here with Tristan when he saw this movie.
Yeah.
We watched it together. It was like we agreed to that as his parents.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I didn't even think about it, but it's a brutal movie anyway,
It really is, yes.
but really good.
I loved it. We need to watch it again.
But yeah, this guy is just like walking around the city, naked.
Yeah.
And it is sexualized, and in the Pride parades it's sexualized.
Yeah, the Pride Parade is
Big
even worse,
difference,
yes.
It's not a cultural thing.
No.
It's a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Issue there. That's what generally speaking, the feminists now are talking about safeguarding issues.
I wouldn't really call them feminists if they're like not including trans women in their agenda.
Because trans women are women.
Yes.
And is that your personal belief?
Yes.
And trans men are trans men are men.
Yeah. If they identify as that, or they might identify as like non-binary or whatever.
What the?
That is the stupidest thing to me. I am sorry, but these people that are just like, well, if they identify as one, then they are. So if I identify as a dinosaur, I must be a dinosaur within that logic. And it's like these people, it's like they don't want to press buttons. They don't want to step on anybody's hand. It's like, oh, no, they said they were. So we respect that. And that's what they are. No, that is delusional. That is delulu. And you should not support that in any means.
Back like in with nursing and everything, it used to be that you like no matter what, unless it was like super advanced like Alzheimer's and it just like made somebody violent.
Yes.
You did not feed into the delusions.
And I have seen the violence within an Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah, so
and
sometimes it's just worth it just to let things go.
Exactly.
But for the most part, it was like you don't play into the delusions. now I'm seeing nurses say the exact opposite. Is that what's wrong with that? What's wrong with like letting them believe this? You know, it's just a day in their life. It's just to make them happy. You know, so even
But-
in the nursing field, it's totally flipped.
Yeah, that's not the case though. You don't want somebody living in a delusion that is not real. Truth will set you free. Truth is what it's all about, and that's the way you should live every day, in truth. I mean,
the fuck is going on?
Okay, so at the other end, what if I tomorrow morning dress up as I look right now, but I get into a dress, heels, whatever, and I walk into a female bathroom? Is that okay?
I feel like this is quite like a very like complicated and loaded question to ask someone. Like, I don't really have the
Complicated and
exact
loaded
answer.
Well, just your thoughts, because that's what the feminists are saying in terms of safeguarding, is that actually there's a big problem there, but the trans community says there's no problem. So it's about getting your own opinion.
Yeah, well, I think that like, you know, trans women should obviously be allowed to go into female toilets. Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
You can clearly tell that a lot of these people just don't have kids, because if you had a little girl and she went into the bathroom and you had to wait outside, then you saw a 6'5",
Guy
300-pound
walking out.
dude with a wig on going in there, you would feel comfortable with that? Because I flipping wouldn't. And this guy, he's stuttering, he's mumbling his words. He wants to say the truth, but he don't want to get cancelled.
I don't get
I
that.
promise you this. If you are a man who has currently in your Facebook profile banner, whatever that back picture is behind your profile picture, some sort of Trump reference, a picture of you putting up a Trump flag 2024, a picture of you putting a Trump wrap on your boat. But most assuredly, if you have posted on your timeline, in your story, or your profile picture is the staged photo from Trump's rally where he was pierced through his ear with a bullet. If that's your profile picture right now, I know for a fact you have never made a woman or.
What?
And let me further clarify. Just because you have children doesn't mean you've made a woman. So I know there's gonna be a few of you that see this and you're like, let's do it because I have a bunch of kids.
The craziest part about these videos is she thinks that what she's saying is interesting. And she's got that triggered and upset over a Facebook profile photo. And does she not think that those people who died in the crowd, is that staged as well? Is it? What an absolute muppet.
Define it. That is the biggest thing that I have on that whole Trump scenario, you know, with everybody in their what do you call it? Oh, it was staged, it was this or that. So the guy that got hit, the firefighter, the husband that protected his family, that was staged, and what, he didn't really die?
Nobody talks about that guy.
No.
I mean, they barely mentioned him to begin with.
I know. But I mean, they took him out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Kids,
Muslim lives matter, Charlie?
of course they do.
Do
Of-
they matter?
Yes, every
So
life.
why do you support sending $3 billion in aid
Listen.
to Israel to fund this?
Well, I actually support more than that,
I like
but
Well,
I mean,
yes, exactly. You
I
support
think
this
it's
whole
email.
project. It is a part of the Christian Zionist project because you believe in Christian supremacy.
I really
Christian
don't. Actually, I want all people to come to
Zionist?
Christ.
You want all people to come to Christ.
Yes.
Even my Jewish family members. You want us to come to Christ.
Yes, I hope you
You
accept
want my
Yeshua
Jewish
as the
family
Lord and
members
Savior, because
to
Christ
come
is
to
King.
Christ.
What are your thoughts on burning the American flag? It's the proper way to dispose of a flag. If you think disposing of something that's a brand new flag is patriotic, that is a matter of protest. It's saying that you don't agree with what the country that you're in, okay? I don't think that's disrespectful. It's perfectly fine as long as you paid for your flag and you burned your flag. If you take my flag that I paid for and you burn my flag, I say, hey, there's something wrong with that. Okay.
You only have the right to buy a flag because an American soldier fought and died to give you that right.
The worst thing about burning a flag is most of them are made of plastic and it contributes to pollution.
If you're old, it doesn't always mean you're wise. This
Yeah.
guy is a great example of that. And he clearly doesn't know anyone who's fought for his country, and he completely ignored that statement completely. And I've seen people saying if you have an American flag outside your house, that's racist. I mean, that's the country where these people are from. People comment on my videos all the time saying they have an American flag because they're proud of their country, but they get asked to be taken down by police, which is flipping crazy. You can't even appreciate where you're from anymore.
What I do for a living? Yeah, I've done many things for a living. I've trained many things, but at the moment I work as a qualified nurse, a registered nurse. But I'm not looking
Yes,
after
works
patients
as a
anymore
nurse.
as I have done in the past.
Honey.
My job now on a daily basis is looking after the students and from all different levels of education. They come to me for a bit of experience, work
gave up
experience,
nursing, thank God.
and it's my job to make sure that they've got the right training and the right people in contact, and that they get to learn
Looks
how
like
to
a
do the job.
piglin.
I'm dead.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna. Yeah.
Number one, I do not cook for my husband. I only cook for my children. My husband will be making his own breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Sacrilege.
Number two, I do
Then
not.
you're gonna lose him.
That's sacrilege.
Yeah, that I mean, not to be what they would consider like what misogynist or whatever. No, I mean that is a one thing that women most generally love to do.
Yeah, I mean it's just like I don't understand.
Put the love in and put everything into the food. I mean, we both cook.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on the day.
Think, like, I would say that I would take up 80% of cooking.
Yes, you do.
Generally. But lately, you've been doing like most of the meals. You know, I try to pre-do stuff for you. But,
Yeah.
But it's like you've been doing breakfast every day and everything. You
Yeah.
know? So it's like, you know, but like it is something that I take pride in, and I really like. I hate it when you take over my cooking space.
Exactly.
Because it's something that is like I'm supposed to do. You know?
But right now, we don't have a choice with everything going on.
Right.
So, you know, you have to wait.
With it, what you got, and it's like I have different priority right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, so once I get through that, then we'll go back to the way things were.
Exactly.
You know? But that's sacrilegious, what you're saying there.
Yeah, it is.
Not help him pay any bills. So if he is short on the rent, on utilities, or anything like that, it is not my problem. I will not be helping him out. His job is to provide for his family. So I am not financially contributing to any of the bills.
So then you should be cooking.
Number three, I do not do his laundry. I have my own laundry and my children's laundry to do. So he could do his own. I won't help him put it away. I won't help him fold.
So pretty much what she's saying is they're not a couple.
No.
You know, they might casually meet and glance and
Right.
stuff like that, but they're not truly a couple.
Like you do the unless it's hand washing, you do the washing of the
Yeah.
clothes, and then you give it to me, and I fold it and put it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least move it to a pile where we can use it more regularly.
Just gets moved around, you know. I wash it, then hang it up to dry because we don't have a dryer, and then give it to you. You put stuff away, fold it because I'm not that good at folding.
Yeah, try to keep the freaking drawers organized so that you can find stuff. But,
Yep.
And then I have to go back through like once a month and rearrange everything.
What the hell is this?
It's like this is in this drawer, it's supposed to be down there, and it's like, let's fold it. No, that's not folded. That's a lump.
Yes, I am bad with that.
But yeah, I mean it makes me cringe so much. It's like she doesn't cook, she doesn't contribute financially.
No.
She doesn't clean clothes.
So what does she do?
She's not very much of a woman then.
No, she's not.
Fold anything, that's his responsibility. Number four, he is responsible for replacing any of his essentials like soap, shampoo, anything like that. He needs to go buy it himself. Even if I'm at the store, I will not be replacing it for him.
What the
If
hell?
he needs new underwear, new socks, or anything like that, that's for
Okay, so let's just make more carbon footprints because you're going to be driving more than likely.
Yeah.
Both of you are driving.
Yeah.
And so instead of saving time and saving space, saving everything, and her just picking it up so he doesn't have to worry about it, because we don't know how much he works. We don't
Right.
know the whole situation.
So, it's like, but it was like at first it made sense to me because you're the one that gets the goods from the outside world and brings them here. I don't
Yes.
leave, you know. So, but then I found out she actually leaves. She is out and she's not going to do it.
Yeah.
For him to do, I'm not gonna do it for him. I'm not gonna.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Okay, so they're his kids as well. And if he's providing and doing all that for you and the kids, what is he getting in return? Because
Nothing.
it sounds like to me he ain't getting much but a headache. And she actually thought it was a good idea to record this and put this online and just, I don't know what man would watch that and think, oh, she sounds appealing, I'm going to take her out. Don't get me wrong, I agree with providing for your family, but if she's not willing, if things go bad, she's not willing to contribute and look after you in the same sense, then she ain't worth it, man.
Stay! The streets! You can control them? No, that one. I brought my own. Mine's bigger. Sycamore!
Wow.
So you're making the claim that women are disadvantaged in the workforce and that they don't have the same earning opportunities that men do. This is a breakdown of many of the blue collar jobs throughout society on my phone right here with what percentage of each of those jobs are worked by men. Will you go ahead and read the first 10 statistics off of this, please?
Okay.
Roofer 90%, logger 93, veteran 90, plumber 97, mechanic 92, carpenter 92, coal miner 94, firefighter 95, ironworker 92.
So those are like well-paying, decent-paying blue-collar jobs
Yeah, I
that
don't
are
want-
completely. Yeah, you don't want any of those jobs, but you could have any of those jobs as a woman. I don't understand. It's like I'm hearing like, hey, you know, us women are disadvantaged, but you just told me I don't want any of those well-paying jobs. Is it disadvantage or is it that you just don't want the job?
No, feminism can only exist when there's air-conditioned, comfortable
That's what they
office
do.
jobs that don't
Yeah.
require physically laborious work.
So true.
First off, women are paid equally. That's already been legislated. I think that was in the 60s. If you as a woman can prove in a court of law that there are men with the exact same seniority in your company, if you can prove and show that he's getting paid more for the exact same work, you can actually bring a lawsuit for discrimination. So we've already legislated that. It's illegal to pay women less than men for the same work.
I mean, she's 23 and making six figures. Why don't other women do that?
Because
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yep, they broke it down perfectly. They would have said exactly what I was going to say in reaction to what the woman said at the start. It is completely a choice. They don't want a equality on these flipping oil rigs and all that. They can openly apply for it, but they just choosing not to. We watched a video the other day about women on the news complaining.
Yeah, women are wanting these jobs that are like, you know, oil field workers, stuff like that, to show that they can do it.
Yeah.
But they don't have the same strength.
No.
They don't have the same ability to do it. So, you know, they're having to be handicapped to begin with.
Yeah, they need
and then they want the same pay.
Then well, I think his point is like there are not very many women that actually go for those jobs. They can, but they don't. But yeah, I get you, because like the ones that do, it's like they got something to prove. And then you got to hire two guys to supervise her or help her with things.
Yes.
You know? So it's like, well, not necessarily two guys, but her and another guy.
Yeah.
Because, yes, you can't do half the manual labor that, you know, another guy could do.
Exactly.
So you have to hire more people for that. And it's all in the name of diversity.
It is, yeah.
You know, and it's like, and then it's like, honestly, I don't
See
really,
why?
I don't really know any women, even out here, that have worked in such fields. You know, it's like maybe as a supervisor or a field contractor or something, but not actually hands-on working with the oil fields. Have you do?
I have, but I can't say for sure. Like, I've seen it in different things, not in movies, in like articles and stuff like that. But I can't say for sure because that could just be doctrinated for the view. I don't know. That's what I've seen. I've not personally seen it.
Because I don't even think Angela worked that kind of job. Did she?
I don't think so.
Yeah. See, so it's like, I mean, I know that Stephanie, Paiute Mama, she worked, but she was like I said, she was like an office manager. She'd go out in the fields and check on everything and check on the machines, like just like from the pump level, nothing extreme, nothing heavy.
Yeah.
And so there really just isn't a lot of women saturating those markets.
No, there isn't.
But we don't need men, right?
Yeah, don't need men. Can do it all.
Meaning about the air conditioning is sexist and all this stuff, and it's getting crazy. But yeah, it's completely their choice. They just don't want to do it.
In jobs they require someone to call them by their preferred pronouns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
great.
Don't you think that as a Christian, if one of our commandments is do not lie, and we are supposed to uphold truth, don't you think that would be against our religion and disrespecting our religion?
I'm a little confused by that.
So like if I'm forced to call someone a girl when I obviously know they're a guy and it's very obvious.
I think that's a you problem. I'm not gonna lie. I think that.
Well, can I say that to them too? The trans? Like that's a you problem?
Yeah, you can. It goes both ways.
You could.
I could, right?
Hey.
But since I'm a Christian, all of a sudden no one cares about Jesus. No one cares about disrespecting.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a shit about Jesus. He seems
If
like
I
a
get
cool
slapped
guy,
in the
but
face, I should be able to slap whatever gender person in the face too. Equality.
Eraser is just too smart for these people. We've spoke on many occasions. He's a very intelligent guy, and this is just a walk in the park for him. And he's completely right. We have to really be careful about what we say on their beliefs and their opinions, but they can say whatever they want about ours and stamp and disrespect on ours. No problem. There's no consequences for that. But if we dare to critique their views, we all know what will happen.
All right, so there's what we got this week on our woke ass win today. So Friday we are talking about the
regretful parents.
Yeah, the regretful parents.
Yeah.
And everything. We've got a lot. Daughter Avat and I have been wanting to do this together for a while on this subject, so we're looking forward to doing this, and hopefully it should be like an hour and a half to 2 hours on that one, because we've got the content.
Yeah, there's a lot of Reddits and a lot of content, and it just kind of falls into people choosing the easy way.
Yes.
Not being able to accept accountability, not willing to put themselves through any sort of real struggle in order to grow as a person.
Exactly.
Everything that's happening in the West, you see, it just comes down to that lack of wanting to struggle.
It really does, yes.
And they've invented a lot of problems for themselves that could have been avoided.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be good for everybody.
It will. Thank you, Sancho, for being here. Always enjoy having you. Love watching your videos. Keep them coming. We'll put them on as often as we can.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And so, namaste, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Have a great night.
We'll get to the duck. You see that one didn't come up here yet? Oh, there we go.